श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. So we are seeing the second dharana marto antarvahirvapi viyat yugma anuvartanat bhairavam bhairavasya itham bhairavi vyajyate vapuh. Hey bhairavi, oh bhairavi, bhairavasya itham bhairavam rupam vapuh vyajyate. In this form, in this way, bhairava's embodiment, the identical nature with the shakti that manifests. How? Ittam means in this way. In this way means how? Martaha antar bahirvapi. Mart means air. The prana internally or externally. Viyad yugma anuvartana. It is in association with the two spaces. The internal space, heart, the external space, dwadashanta. Okay. So when you concentrate on these 2 points, then naturally the Bhairava manifests. Okay. Now here we saw that this is a kind of pranayama which is of Shaiva. Shaiva Siddhanta. Don't understand what is that. See, the pranayama of the yogis, I said tasmin sati. Tasmin sati, when you are establishing that means in the asana. Then shwasa prashvasa yoho, the shwasa and prashvasa, the prana and apana, controlling that is what is called as a pranayama. Gati vichcheda, he says. Gati vichcheda means controlling. It is called as pranayama. That is what is pranayama of a yoga. Meaning you have to control it. Here we are not controlling it. This is a natural process. Pranayama is a natural process here which takes place. A. Okay. B. Pranayama in yoga has 3 plus 1, 4 parts. Rechaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka, Kumbhaka. What does that mean? Kumbhaka means one kumbhaka external, the other kumbhaka internal. Internal kumbhaka, external kumbhaka. First, rechaka means exhaling. Puraka means to fill, inhaling. Rechaka to throw, exhaling. Puraka to fill, inhaling. This is the simplest of the meaning. Because why I am saying this is rechaka is sometimes interpreted as inhaling and puraka as exhaling. Don't have to get confused with that. Rechaka to throw, exhale. Puraka to fill, inhale. Simple. This is how we can understand things. Okay. So Rechaka and Puraka takes place. Exhaling and inhaling takes place for everyone. That's a common thing. Now, if you are controlling the exhaling and inhaling in between, meaning you exhale, stop it. Inhale, stop it. When you stop it, that is what is control mean. That is Kumbhaka. Never perform Kumbhaka without the guidance of Guru. That is why this yoga pranayama is dangerous. Because I have seen people practicing this and going crazy. What? You are teaching Shaiva Siddhanta to gain meditation and be Bhairava and you are cursing us. I am not cursing you. Then you are instilling fears. I am not instilling fear. We don't have to get into Kumbhaka of yoga. You enter into that, you have problems. Without a guidance of Guru, without a proper guidance of a proper Guru, you will not be able to do Kumbhaka. You should not practice Kumbhaka. Then you are teaching Kumbhaka. Yes, I am teaching Kumbhaka. This Kumbhaka is different from the Pranayama Kumbhaka of yoga. That is what is the important point here. Okay. So the point is Pranayama has 4 parts. Rechaka, Kumbhaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka in Yoga Sutra. Here it is extended into 8 parts. How 8 parts? Logically thinking, Rechaka, Kumbhaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka, Kumbhaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka. That is how it is. How can it be of 8 parts? Very right. But he sees internalization and externalization. External internalization. Internal internalization and external internalization as 4 parts. Internal internalization means prana going out, coming back, prana settling. That is internal internalization. External internalization means apana going in, coming out, settling. These are the 8 process. Meaning it starts. It is about to start. It goes through your nostrils, reaches the external point, and comes back inside, merges. This is the first cycle. 1, going out, 2, coming back, 3, merging. Outside, 1, going inside, 2, coming back, 3, merging, 4. These are the 4 parts. 4, 4, 8. Okay, simple. So see what he says is Rechaka. Rechaka means naturally from the heart the prana goes out. Naturally, that's a natural process. Prana starting from your heart or apana starting from the Dwadashanta is a very natural thing without any effort. If you try to stop it, then there is an unnatural process and there is a lot of effort to stop it. You cannot say, I have taken the prana, I will not leave it. How long can you hold it? Okay, I have thrown away the prana, I will not take in. How long can you hold it? You cannot. It will just, that is the situation you will be in. That is the naturality. You understand? That is what is natural. Okay. Now, Rechaka, from the heart, it naturally goes out. Second, Puraka, it touches the limbs. Limbs means here your nostrils, etc. It touches, goes through it. Second Puraka, Rechaka, Puraka, Kumbhaka. That is how he sees. Okay. Second Puraka is without effort, it comes back touching the limbs. Kumbhaka, fourth, the apana merges in the heart. No action. That's the Kumbhaka. No action. This is antar, internal. Means it starts, goes through your nostrils, comes back through your nostrils, goes to your heart. Stop. This is the internal cycle. The external cycle is Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka. That is how it is says. Like first, the apana starts without any effort, goes through the nostril, then comes out through the nostril, and it stops externally. That's the internalization externally. The internalization internally or internalization externally does not mean the prana stops. The prana is momentless. That is the idea. There is a difference between it being void or shunya or something and momentless. Like when you run, I gave an example. When the ball goes up, the kinetic energy goes and stops, and then again it returns back, right? Or when you go and touch a wall and come back, the touching point, there is no going or coming. It's a stagnant position. It is like some people, they cheat, like they are trying to go out of the class. Actually, they are late, so they have to come inside the class. They make an act as though they are going out, and the teacher sees, what are you doing? Come in, sit. So there is no punishment. You understand? So that state, pause kind of state without pausing, that is what is this kumbhaka. That is the internalization. The internalization, the pot becomes a clay. It has the potency to become pot again. The prana or apana merges, but there is a potency for it to become apana or prana. Okay, these are the 8 states. Now, that is simple. Yoga says very clearly, simple. Prana, kumbhaka, apana, kumbhaka. Why do we have to confuse it? Even you understand that. That is how simple yoga pranayama is. This pranayama, which is said here, can be experienced only by the yogis. Okay. Now, the knower is explained in 7 ways. Who is a yogi? A person who knows. Who is a knower? A knower is explained in 7 states. Okay. So normally we see from Shiva, Sadashiva, Ishvara, Shuddha Vidya, Vijnana Kala, Pralaya Kala, Akala. But instead of seeing in this Avarona means in the decreasing order, we will see in increasing order, because this is how the natural state for us is. First is a Sakala. Sakala is a state where, see, you have to understand, in Shaiva Siddhanta, there are 3 impurities: Anava Mala, Karma Mala, and Maya Mala. Anava, Karma, Maya. Maya is ego. Karma is action. Anava is Maya is ignorance. Maya is ignorance. Karma is action. Anava is ego. Maya malam, Anava malam, Karma malam. Okay. Maya, ego, ignorance. Anava, ego. Karma, action. These are 3 impurities. When these 3 impurities exist in one, that is Sakala. When only 2 of these impurities exist in one, that is Pralaya Kala. When only 1 impurity exists in that person, that is a Vijnana Kala. Okay. When the impurities are reduced, that is Mantra. Mantra is the Shuddha Vidya state. Then Mantreshwara, that is the Ishvara state. Mantra Maheshwara, that is Sadashiva state. And then there is Shiva state, which is Shiva Shakti Aikya Swarupa. Okay. Now, Shuddha Vidya, we know the right knowledge, the pure knowledge. The Ishvara and Sadashiva, I explained it. Ishvara sees everything as I. Sadashiva sees I as everything. All this is I. That is Ishvara. I am all this. That is Sadashiva. Okay. Now, in Shiva, there is no duality. Shiva Shakti Aikya, there is the identity, complete identity of Shiva and Shakti. Okay. So, we started from the ignorance state. 3 ignorance, 3 impurities, 2 impurity, 1 impurity, then the knowledge, then the state of identity with everything, the state of identity that I am all, under the non-duality. This is the 7th state of the knower. The same 7 states are accepted in yoga. In Yoga Sutra, he says, Kshipta, Mudha, Vikshipta, Ekagra, Niruddha. In the first sutra, Bhashya, Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Niruddha, these are the states which are said. Kshipta, Mudha, Vikshipta, Ekagra, Niruddha. Wait. Kshipta, Mudha, Vikshipta, Ekagra, Niruddha. There are only 5 states. Very good. You understood, right? So, Kshipta, Mudha, Vikshipta are the first 3 states, which is a Kala, Pralaya Kala, Vijnana Kala. Okay. Ekagra, focus is a Shuddha Vidya. Now, this Niruddha, a state of complete control, cessation of thought, is the three states. Ishvara, Sadashiva, and Shiva. But that you are confusing Yoga Sutra with. Right? In Yoga Sutra, it is said three kinds of Samadhi state. One is a Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, Dharmeka. A complete identification with the self. The final sutra, he says. So, Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa, and that identity. So, 7 states. 3 plus 4, 7, right? Very good. Similar 7 states of knower is explained in Vedanta also. In Vedanta, first we have Ajnana, then Avarana, Vikshepa. Ajnana, ignorance, Avarana, veiling, Vikshepa, projection. Okay? Then and then we have Paroksha Jnana, immediate knowledge. Then Aparoksha Jnana, immediate knowledge. Then Shoka Nivritti, getting rid of all the sorrows. And then finally, Sukha Prapti, Tripti. Now, in all these, you can eliminate the first 3 stages as a state of bondage. In the first 3 stages, Kshipta, Muda, Vikshipta are here. Ajnana, Avarana, Vikshepa are there. In Saiva Siddhanta, the Sakala, Pralekala, Vijnanakala, they are in the state of ignorance. When one gains Ekagra in yoga, when one gains the Paroksha Jnana in the teaching, in Vedanta, Shuddha Vidya in Saiva, then he starts the process. Then the Savikalpa Samadhi, then here in Vedanta the Aparoksha Jnana, and in Shaiva Siddhanta you have Ishvara Tattva. Okay, commonalities, I am showing you the commonalities. Those 7 states of the seer is accepted in all these 3 philosophies. Now, when here also it is said, Bahikumbhaka Alabhya Chiram Bhuyo na Shochati, Antakumbhakam Alabhya Chiram Bhuyo na Shochati. When you establish yourself in the external Kumbhaka or internal Kumbhaka, you will not experience sorrow. Shoka Nivritti, the 6th state. When you don't experience sorrow, you become associated with identified with the Shiva Tattva. Tripti. Same. Okay. Now, here, this is called as Madhya Dasha. That when you fix your mind in that Madhya Dasha, that manifests. Okay. Now, this is a Anava Upaya. We said Shambha Upaya, there is very little of practice. Shakta Upaya, there is practice. Ana Upaya, there is a lot of practice. Since we are meditating, we are focusing on 2 focal points, we have to focus, means we have to work hard. Therefore, this is Anava Upaya. We have a point of meditation. When you have a point of meditation, whether it's a word or character or whatever, then that is a Anava Upaya. Okay. Now, we have to not control the prana, we have to focus on the place where the prana ceases to exist or the apana ceases to exist. There is absence. There is no void. There is absence. They just stop like the ball goes up, stops and comes back. Okay. So that is, we are not stopping the prana. We are not interested in stopping the prana. We want to live. We are not interested in stopping the prana. We are just focusing on that point where the prana touches and comes back, where the apana touches and goes out. That is the point we are focusing on. Okay, so to focus on this, since it is Ano Upaya, the first is Shambha Upaya, though we explained it in Shambha Upaya, Shakta Upaya, Ano Upaya, etc. The first is Shambha Upaya basically. So it is very complicated thing. This is Ana Upaya. It is not that complicated. It should be practiced by you. It can be practiced by you. This is a similar technique which is used in mantra japa also, which we will find in later dharana. But simply said, you have to focus on the gap. When you do mantra japa, people for completing the count 100,000 whatever, they'll be doing he's chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, I've seen people doing in Vrindavan, Vrindavan, Rishikesh and all. They'll have this mala in the back. Yes, I know. Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, very good. What kind of japa is that? It is impossible to do japa like that. Okay, so japa means space, chanting, space, gap, chanting, gap. That gap is what, like you travel in trains or your normally these trains, this tube or whatever. So when the train stops, they say mind the gap. You have to mind the gap. That is what is important. Okay, so next station is this, mind the gap. Now gap, Om Namah Shivaya, gap, Om Namah Shivaya, gap. Like you focus on the mantra, you have to focus on the gap also. Instead of focusing on the mantra, you just focus on the gap. There is only gap, there is no mantra japa. That is impossible. Do you understand that? Gap, mantra japa, gap. There is a compulsory gap and mantra japa. Similarly, here gap, prana, gap, gap, apana, gap. So you have to focus on the flow of prana invariably. Without focusing on the flow of prana, you will not be able to mind these gaps. It is important. It is impossible to do this important sadhana. Okay, so how to do this sadhana? There are two Dwadashantas. 12 inches. 12 inches or whatever. See, simple 12 finger distance. Okay, when you stack the fingers one atop the other, 12 finger distance is what is the distance we are talking about. Forget about stacking your, I have only 4, then 8. No, forget about that. When you stretch two fingers, the thumb and the small finger, or thumb and the ring finger, the distance that is covered by the thumb and the ring finger stretching is what is 12 fingers. That is the distance exactly for everyone. The body, the height of the body is 8 stretches of your thumb under, 8 stretches for anyone. For his size, 8 stretches of his thumb under, middle finger or a ring finger or small finger. Little bit here. Okay. So now thumb and middle finger, let us say, that is the stretch we are talking about as a Dwadashanta. There are two Dwadashantas. One is internal, the other is external. Internal Dwadashanta, when you extend the thumb and the middle finger, it goes to your heart, the chest area. That is heart, the one which pumps the blood. That heart we are talking about. Okay, it goes to the heart. This is internal Dwadashanta. From the tip of your nose to your heart. Okay, tip of the nose outside, where the breath stops, where the movement of thread is found. I told you. Okay, that is the external Dwadashanta. Okay, this, where should I focus? It's a 0 to 180 degree distance. So simple, from your heart, Again, from your nose, one stretch of the thumb and middle finger is your heart. Similarly, extend that outside, perpendicular to your heart. Okay, that end, connect it with your nose. There is a triangle, 45 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree triangle. Okay, heart, nose tip, outside, heart. That's a triangle. Okay, this is the external Dwadashanta. In external Dwadashanta, this is the first Dwadashanta. The real Dwadashanta is not this. Real Dwadashanta is above your head. It is said, Krud, Kantha, Talu, Lalata, Randra, Dwadashanta, Prana, Gati, Vishaya. How does the prana go outside? Heart, first place. Kantha, the throat, Adam's apple, the throat. Second place. Then third is Talu, the internal tongue. Then the fourth is Lalata, your eyebrow center or your forehead center. And then Brahmarandra, the crown of your head. Above that is Dwadashanta. That is the real Dwadashanta. Now, if I say, first meditate on your heart, then the prana goes to your nose, then above your head, you are already crazy. You will go more crazy. So simple. Let us follow the triangle. Let us follow the triangle, 45 degrees. First, heart, nose, 45 degrees. External Dwadashanta, nose, heart, 45 degree circle. Okay. Now, when you are established properly in this, now you are going to make a square, not a circle now. How? From the chest, you stretch. From your nose, you stretch. It's a parallelogram of square. Okay. Then that taper is what, that connecting taper, which is what is, that is from the nose, instead of 45 degrees, I am extending it to 90 degrees from my nose. Okay. Now that is the point, that is the third pointer. Heart, nose taper, third point. Third pointer, nose taper, heart. Okay. Once you are establishing that, then you extend it to 180 degrees from your nose. So heart, nose, above your head. Above your head, nose, heart. Because if I say this now, go and find your 180 degree, then you are going to look up. That is not this meditation. Okay. First 45 degrees is a simple meditation. Let us practice this. Okay. Close your eyes. I'll first explain the method and then I'll process the meditation. You'll just do the meditation. Close your eyes. Sit properly. Close your eyes. From the heart, the prana starts, goes through the nostrils, reaches Dwadashanta, touches it, returns back, nostrils, comes to the heart, touches, goes out, nostrils, touches Dwadashanta, returns back, nostrils, heart, nostrils, third point, second point, first point. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So if you are going to follow this 1, 2, 3, 1, exhale, 2, 3, 3, inhale, 2, 1. So if you are going to do this, then your mind is almost in control. You will be able to follow the flow of your prana. When you are following the flow of prana, when you are able to focus on the external point, then go to the 90 degrees. But wait, why do you need to focus on the 90 degrees? You have to focus on the third point. Whether the third point is in front of your heart, chest, or your front of your nose, or above your head, what is the problem? There is no problem. The difference is there. Now we have a point to fix, which is the end where your breath touches straight from your heart. You have a point to fix. Now, similarly, in front of my nose, I have a point to fix. When I say above your head, there is no point to fix. Now, focusing on that point is difficult. Do you understand? See, in front of your heart, there is a triangle. In front of your nose, there is a square or parallelogram, whatever. In above your head, there is no line. There is no diagram here. It is very difficult to focus on that point. So, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. That is a challenge. When that is gained, the control over that is gained, then naturally Bhairava manifests in his pristine form. That is what is the practice here. Okay, we'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.